Welcome guys for a new video. Uh, Today we're gonna work on Jeep Compass 2009. The guy who owns this vehicle, he just got her off the garage, and they did some work on it. They put the subframe for him and everything. And when he was driving, he said he still hears some noises and knocking and really bad. He thought they didn't replace the bushing for him or anything, but after the inspection and everything, where we checked, we found there is a problem with, as you can see here, the bolt was tied to the subframe, or he locked the steering control to the subframe. He was not down completely, and that's why, if you can see from here, it was making a lot of noise and knocking. They put everything back, but just only that bolt, he didn't go. So probably they forgot to put it in all the way in, or something else. So for us to get that one down, because as you can see, is there is no space because it's under the manifold. So what we're gonna do, we have to lower the subframe and then see what's going on. Yeah, I took the bolt tires and everything, and sway bar bushing, I just took those two bolts. What is here, same thing I did for the other side, as you can see. So I just started that side and this side. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the sway bar bushing. We're not gonna take anything else. We're just gonna take all other bolts is under the engine mount, pretty much the front one, the back one, and the subframe bolts. We're not gonna take the lower control arm. We're gonna leave it there, but we're gonna take this one and that one from the other side, and we will try to lower the whole subframe so we can get the access to that bolt. As you can see from here, pretty much you can't gain no access at all. The way Jeep made it, there is no access. So we're gonna work on it and see what's gonna happen. As you can see, it's a Jeep Compass 2009. Okay, we're gonna start taking those bolts. Now, after the vehicle is secured and everything from under, now we're gonna take this bracket. Here it's 15 bolt, so we're gonna put, there is one here and one here, and there is two. There is one here and one here. I believe is 15 2 or 16. So, and is mounted to this engine mount, the front one. So then we can take it from the other side, from there, and then there is another bolt is right there. That's the front parts, but it's gonna be easy access, so we can take it. What we're gonna do, we're gonna lift this jack a little bit, so the engine, the full engine, is gonna be shifted forward a little bit, so we will have the access for that engine mount bolt, the back one. So when we take that one, we go from there. As soon as I get this bracket done, I'll show you what next. As I mentioned before, like I said, you take those two bolts. It's 15 here, and here it's 16, the one that goes through in this bracket, and this one is 18. The one is going here is 18. What I'm talking about for the engine mount, as you can see, the bolt is right there. It is 17. Okay, that's why we use the jack here under the engine or transmission, whatever you want to put it. Just is better to put under the transmission base pan. So when you jack up the engine is going to shift a little forward, which will give you space to get access to this bolt. It's no fun to have that one right there, but you have to get that one, and there is two in the back from the other side, and I believe there is one on the top is 16. The one is going through in the rubber engine mount, so you have to remove that one too before you can completely remove the engine mount. Then you can go to the bolt for the one is holding the steering down, because there is two bolts. One is there and is under the engine mount, and the second one is behind, if you can see, is behind here, and that's the one what we need to take care of. And if you can see, he's under the manifold, and there is no way you can take it. I believe he's stuck completely, because from what I did see, they replaced majority of the bolts when they put the new subframe, but that one was not replaced, and that's what caused the problem. So well, I take this bolt and we go from there. Sorry guys, I told you the bolt in tight spot is 17, actually is 16. It is hard to get it out, even if you're trying to use your wrench, but you won't be able to get it. Well, that's why I create a if you can see, this tool. So I had to cut it and weld it. I know it's rough welding, but just welded the job properly. So like I said, here are the bolts. So because this is a really hard spot to get it out, and if you don't have the proper tool to get it out, you're gonna stuck with it. So might as well just create something, and I'm not gonna go buy a tool with $200 or $100 just to get that bolt out. So I have one here, but as you can see, it's thicker from here. It don't go through where the bolt is, so might as well just do it this way. So well, now everything here and the front is removed. As you can see here, the bolt, that's what we took right now. Like I said, it is in really tight spot to get it out. So right now we're gonna take, there is two bolts right here for the engine mount from the back, and then as soon as we take that one, we're gonna go up, and then we take from the top. The one is the engine is mounted to the rubber, and then it should be free. So when we take that one, then we have to take the bolt is going down to the steering column, or steering control is right there. You can see it, and we start taking the other ones, and we can drop the subframe. Well, let's get to it, and as soon as I finish those in the back, we'll go from there again. As I mentioned, guys, here under the vehicle, when I said you take the back ones, this is one bolt here, and the second one is right here. This is for the engine mount, the rear one. And if you see that bolt, what you can see right now, that's the steering control, the first bolt. See, there is two. So, and you don't gain the access to that one unless if you remove this engine mount bracket, which when you take it, you have, as you can see, you have to remove it from there too. When you take that bolt and this one, you remove from there and it will be free. So then you will gain the access to that one under the 17. So as you can see, one, he was down completely, and the second one is not, and that's what caused the knocking on the problems and that noise. Not even he don't have full control of his steering, because his steering was wobbling and pretty much pull him completely to different sides of the road. So we're gonna take those two bolts and remove that one from the rubber, and see you again, guys. Well, guys, after you remove those bolts for the engine mounts mounted to subframe, you're gonna find those steering lines. Okay, one is just only a clip, you have to clip it up, just a screwdriver and can take it out. And the second one is just right here, but that one is 10 millimeter, so you have to use 10 to get that one out. Pretty much, as I mentioned before, probably I'm not gonna remove that one. What I will do, I will just take those bolts for the subframe, one here and one right there. I'm just gonna take those ones, and I'll do the same thing for the other side, and I'll be able to lower the subframe at least for 2 inches or so, so I can get the access to that one, so I can put the socket wrench on down there and see if I can get it down. If it's easy, well, that's good thing. If not, well, then I have to take it out and replace it with different bolt, and we get the vehicle ready. Like I said, I just took the bolt for the sway bar, the 4 of them, the engine mount, the front, the back one, because there is a bracket going between the front one and the back one. When you get those done, you're gonna take one clip from that side for the steering line or steering pump line, and one you gotta take 10 from there, and hopefully it should be free, because I'm not taking the lower control arm. I'm not taking it because I want it just to drop and it don't go down, because if the subframe went down completely, it is a little bit heavier to do it by yourself, so you're gonna need help. But like I said, just gonna do it this way and we go from there. Let's get to it and see what we can do. As I mentioned, guys, and I said I'm gonna drop the subframe, Here you go. I just dropped it from one side. Take that bolt, take the other one. I had to get the stabilizer links too, so I removed it just to give me the access and space here, which I can use the tool which I used here. Because what happened, it's stuck completely. I used different tools, as you can see, a lot of them, just to get it out, but it was too hard. It's stuck. So that's why we used a different bolt, which is called extractor. As you can see from inside, is different. So that one is stuck perfect, and right now I could move it. As you can see, is solid, but at least we could get it off. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove that one, put a new one, and I have to check the thread inside and everything if it's not damaged. If not, I'm gonna use a different bolt. If it's damaged from inside and the thread is gone, well, like as we said, I'm gonna go with plan B, which I use a long bolt. It's gonna go from the top and coming down to the subframe. So I'm gonna put it from under, which I can tie it from the top, and then it will lock the steering control with the subframe. So well, we're gonna get back to it and see you guys when I get it off. Well, guys, after we removed our bolt, well, we had problems with it. As you can see, it's not straight. If you look at it, it get bounced a little bit. That's why it didn't go through, and probably that's the reason why the guy, he left it and he didn't put it all the way in. So what we did, I went to the dealer, so I tried to order a new one, but it's gonna take, or just to get new one, but it's gonna take a few days, he said, before it gets here. Well, the guy, he wants his vehicle today, and I'm not gonna be waiting for another 2 or 3 days. Well, we went to a plan B, so we used another one. As you can see, it's bolted from the bottom and straight all the way until we get the new one, and then we can replace it. So what we did, we bought another thread, long one. As you can see, we cut it and used washers and bolts same size. The other one was 17, we used here is 15, so it should be good for a while for him, so he can drive his vehicle with no issues, no problems. And until, like I said, we get the new one, and then it'll be easy access just to get that one and put the new parts. But otherwise, it's completely firm. You can see right now it's completely firm. Like I said to you before, mentioned before, that's the bolt what I get under the engine mount. If you can see, the engine mount is right there. That's the bolt where we had trouble, or we didn't have trouble, but like I said, it is in tight spot. That's the one, and if you can see, it is all the way. So that's the bolt. So like I said, it was easy, not completely easy, but just a little bit of work. You have to remove a lot of things just to get that one out, which I don't know why Dodge didn't do that. They should at least the manifold give a little twist, which you can have the access to that one easy with the socket, wrench, or whatever you want to do. So at least you have an access and space where you can do. But after all, we got it removed, and right now we're just gonna put back the sway bar and the subframe. We're gonna put their bolts back again, and we'll get everything done. Well, let's go. Let's get to it. Well, everything back, guys, in the place. I'll put the stabilizer links in the place. Sway bar. Pretty much everything is back. Just one thing I'm trying to mention it to you guys. Just make sure when you put the subframe back, okay, just go with the bolt, because you have to put it back the way it was before. Don't shift it right or left, just it has to be centered, because otherwise you will have a deformed vehicle. With back tires, you can find them different. They'll be straight, but the front ones, they're gonna be shifted either way, for right or left. So what you have to do before you tighten the bolts and everything, just make sure the washer, see, because this still loose a little bit, so I can push them and center it inside. Like I said, before you do that, just make sure to it has to be lined up, and that washer and this the edge, or this cylinder here, or the tubing for the bolt where it goes in, it lined up where the marks. Yeah, now all is left is I have to put this bracket back. Usually it goes like this. You get bolted here, and as you can see right here, so there is 15, there is 16 bolt, and there is that one is 18. Pretty much I put those bolts and tighten all the other bolts, and it should be good. After all the day of work, everything is done, everything put into place, and the vehicle, it is ready for pickup. But before, guys, you go, stay tuned. We still have to replace upper control arms and bolt joints for Ford F-150 2005, and we still have another truck for body work and replacing a few parts. And don't forget, guys, to subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, your comments, your suggestions, and thank you, guys.